books, and certainly some good things. I've been through about 30 of these, and sometimes spring games are like watching paint dry. There certainly were some positive things out there that I took notice of today. I think defensively, particularly our first team defense, we're pleased with the defensive front and some pressure we were able to put on the quarterback, and some good plays by our secondary. So that was encouraging. You know, I'm a little bit concerned about our depth on defense. That was apparent during the course of spring, and that became apparent today. You know, offense, we're a work in progress. You know, as we continue to progress with the running game, the power running game, I think we need to give some credit to our first team defense. They've got a lot of understanding of how to stop some power running game. But there was good things about our quarterbacks. You know, as we conclude spring football, we'll finalize the depth chart tomorrow. However, I think that's still going to be fairly fluid going into our Montana game as we look at what happens during the course of early fall ball. But really pleased with the effort by our players. They're selling out. They're making great gains in the weight room, and looking forward to getting started in the fall. So at this time, I'll ask any questions.
What do you think of Tommy Thornton today? Made some plays with his feet and
Well, Tommy really did some good things. You know, once again, it's got to be measured. You know, I know the personality that he was going against, but now it's not to take anything away from some of the things. I thought he did some great things, particularly in the play action part. And that's going to build off our offense when we're able to run the football. So he threw the ball well. I knew he had a great downfield throw. Got some air on the ball and hit the receiver in stride. And so that's encouraging. And he's had a good spring, and we're in a competitive situation at the quarterback spot.
Craig, you mentioned, you know, you're like your defense and that defensive front. How would you assess the offensive line now? And obviously your defensive front has had a good spring, but are you like where the offensive line is, or is that still a work in progress as well right now?
We like where we're at, but I think we've got a little ways to come there. You know, our defensive front is good, but they're certainly not ready for the NFL. And so I think we need to take a measured look at that. We're pleased with the pressure, but there's too many sacks for us, and we've got to improve on that. And that's just a case in point. Our offense is not built up for a lot of third down and long. We're not a third down and long team. You know, we need to be on the field and creating second down and sixes and things like that. And I thought we were in the hole a little bit too much today.
Coach, what do you think of the run game and Omar Stolar's performance?
Omar Stolar did well. You know, I'll take a look at the tape. We're going to be a run-first football team, and that'll set up our passing game. And Omar did some good things. Now, DJ May was not able to play today, and DJ's got some good ability also. And our running back position will be done by committee as opposed to just one guy. And so, you know, we feel like we've got some depth at that running back position. Quite frankly, the running back position exceeded my expectations when I came here. I didn't know where we'd be running-wise, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape from
that front. How nice is it to have those defensive ends, Yarbo and Poltasi, pretty disruptive today?
Well, they certainly are, and that was apparent all spring long. They're high-energy guys that have played football here in the Mountain West and played at a high level, and we're going to need to leverage that to take some pressure off some other portions of our football team. Along with that, though, I don't think what we can do is just completely focus on the ends, because that comes about because of push up the middle with the defensive tackles. And so I thought our defensive tackles did a nice job today.
Craig, what will kind of happen now? You'll maybe form a depth chart, and then summer conditioning will start. What kind of happens now moving forward to fall camp?
Well, we're going into another really important, critical portion of our game. You know, we made great strides in the weight room the first portion, and now we've got to bring it home. And so they'll spend time with Coach DeVal and the rest of the strength staff working on nutrition, speed, conditioning, change of direction. All those things are really important for us, and so that's going to be our next step as coaches. You know, I've got some national committees that I'm serving on, but our assistant coaches are out spring recruiting. Recruiting is an ongoing process, and we need to get into as many high schools as what we can to continue to upgrade our talent here. So our assistant coaches will be gone a good portion of this month and then May.